Good evening, good day, good morning, whatever time of the day you turned on my video. Thank you for watching my videos. If you and I are meeting for the first time, my name is Inga, and in my videos, I share the things that empowered me to recover emotionally and physically and reclaim my life after a tragic car accident. At the time, 25 years ago, it seemed like the car accident destroyed my future. I had no hope to live a dynamic, fulfilling life. But praise be to God, my journey became a beautiful one. The car accident was not the end of my good life. It was only the beginning of a beautiful, blessed chapter of my life. And I know many people today are depressed and they're stressed. They live in anxiety and they dwell on the things that had happened to them, thinking that it destroyed their life. And I want to encourage those who need somebody's hand to lift them up. So I want to be that person. And today I want to speak about a topic that I think you are very much familiar with. I believe you have hurt somebody, or maybe you yourself even felt it. You felt like it's beyond your strength. You cannot take it anymore. This is way, way beyond your strength, and you don't have the desire, you don't have the strength, and you just want to just let it go, give up. I know very well that feeling. First, after car accident, when I lost my legs and my left arm, I had quite a few nights when I told the Lord that I don't want another day to come. But then later, 4 years later, there was another event in my life that I consider another accident, another crash in my life, which brought me even more pain than the car accident. And that time, for the first time in my life, I understood people who commit suicide after they see their life breaks down or after losing a person whom they love. I very much understand those people. I did not want to end my life because of my spiritual beliefs, but I definitely felt that way. And that was probably one of the most mentally difficult. It was anguish beyond what I can describe. I wrote about it in the book, Unstoppable, It's a Choice, my entire story. But now I will not get into the details of that story. But since I talk about the topic when it's beyond your strength, I want to mention that. I do have experience when it felt like beyond my strength. And that was one of those times when I had no desire. I had no strength. I just did not want to continue living, to continue fighting for my life. I was done. But the Lord intervened. He intervened, and you know what brought me back up? The Bible verse which says that those who hope in the Lord, they will lift up their wings and they will fly like eagles. And you know, that was the time when I decided to rise above it, because I believe that the Lord has saved my life for a reason and for a purpose. And it's not for me to live in my apartment with no ability to live life and cry and think that either car accident or other people's choices or my own choices destroy my future. That was not the purpose of the Lord. And I decided to just pull myself together and continue on. And with God's help, I was able to recover and reclaim my life in spite of all odds. And over the years, 25 years since the car accident, I have faced ongoing obstacles. And there were times when I was so tired of constant fighting, constant battle, setbacks, and the need to be strong. But every time I was able to overcome it. And today, when I look back, I am actually very thankful for it all. And today I have a very different perspective about difficulties, about problems, and those times when it feels like it's beyond my strength. And so I want to share some parts from my experience and what I found in the Word of God about it. And I have a lot to share about this topic, so probably it will be in several videos. But for now, I want to begin with mindset and attitude. Would you agree that our mindset has a lot to do with how we handle difficulties, how we handle problems, how we create life? I do think that mindset, our attitude, plays a major role that impacts how we create our life. And first of all, I want to encourage you to not be afraid of troubles and difficulties. They are the same part of life as everything else you consider good. Often when people face problems and challenging situations, they act surprised and sometimes shocked, as though they were not supposed to face any difficulties. And then they begin constantly thinking about that problem and how difficult it is and how bad it is and many what ifs, and they drown in stress. Well, the truth is that we are not going to avoid difficulties and problems as much as we would like to. This is not realistic. Isn't it better to equip ourselves, understanding that there will be problems, so next time when we face them with courage and the right attitude and a way to handle them? The thing is that often our own thinking creates stress and anxiety. And I believe that it will be much easier to handle it all if we adopt the mindset that obstacles, problems, challenges, pain are normal parts of life. It's just a matter of overcoming them. You know, as runners clear obstacles in a hurdle running race. I used to be an athlete, so I know very well how it goes. You just jump over it and continue going. And yes, problems can cause anxiety, fear, despair, but they also can help us develop fortitude and teach us valuable things. I have learned so much. I have learned to see good in problems. And I'm very grateful for all the hardships and pain and difficulties, because they have developed in me much needed qualities. The car accident and falling obstacles and pain and challenges tested me, tested my faith. They strengthened me and they molded me into the person I am today. After car accident, I was constantly surrounded by pain, by obstacles, desperate circumstances, and at times it felt like I could hardly endure it. And there were days when I felt so tired from the emotional pain, from physical pain, from ongoing stumbling blocks, setbacks, that it seemed like I no longer have the strength to fight for my life. But as I mentioned, when I look back, I feel very grateful. For instance, I am very grateful for the pain, physical and emotional, because it developed endurance in me and compassion with me. For instance, right now I feel tremendous pain in my left arm, but hey, I learned to handle it. It developed compassion for other people's pain. Before, I was more focused on the parents and have fun time with friends rather than the heart, the person's heart and the person's need. I am grateful for all difficulties and hardships that I have experienced because they have developed my determination, that resolve, strength, tenacity, perseverance. I did not even know about these things before then. The difficulties have taught me not to give up when I really wanted to, when it seemed like I could not take another step forward. I'm grateful for those times when I faced hopelessness, because that's when I learned to keep the faith, no matter how hopeless it seemed. Thanks to that, I have seen incredible power of faith. And I'm extremely grateful for the obstacles because they have taught me that they cannot stop me. The only thing that can stop me is myself. And those hindrances taught me that perseverance can overcome any barrier. I'm thankful for the challenges in life because they taught me to push myself beyond my comfort zone, beyond what I thought I could do. It pushed me to be unstoppable and do things that I thought I could never do, I would never do. And finally, this challenging life has given me a treasure. I have come to know a living God and His ways. I have come to know Him not through a sermon, not through a theory, but through experience. And I know that His love and care and power cannot compare to anything in this world. You know, one of the most precious blessings that I have gained throughout the toughest times was the ability to trust the Lord even when it seemed impossible to resolve my situation. I experienced God creating opportunities and making a way when there was no way. And honestly, only then I learned to rely not on favorable circumstances, money, myself, or other people, but on the Lord. A big reason why I'm so thankful that I got to experience those hard times is because through experience, I gained so much that I would not have received by reading a book, listening to a sermon, or hearing people's stories. You know, some things we can learn from other people, and some only through experience. And today, the most valuable experiences in life and lessons came particularly through problems, difficulties, my mistakes, obstacles, challenges, and hopeless circumstances. That is why I am so thankful for it all. Yes, it was hard to go through those times because I struggled with a lot of tension, anxiety, sleepless nights. But now I know that God has allowed it into my life. He allowed it for a certain purpose. And now I see that without those hard times, I would not have gained these blessings. I would not have gained this incredible experiential knowledge of the Lord. And furthermore, God worked all things work together for good. It was incredible to see that. And now I see that I would have made it so much easier for myself if I just had trusted the Lord instead of worrying about the unknown. So now, when a problem appears at my doorstep, I look at it as a potential opportunity to grow, an opportunity to experience the help from the Lord. You know, in a Slavic Christian community, I often heard, what a powerful testimony. Well, the reason it's powerful is because the person was in deep difficulty and the Lord stepped in and provided incredible help. People love those stories. They love those stories. And the bigger the problem is, the more powerful testimony. But for some reason, when the problem shows up, people are afraid. But what if we were to take that attitude when we face a problem? It is an opportunity to experience the help from a living God. And now I remember those lessons that I have experienced, and I remind myself that there is a purpose behind it all, and God is in control. Pay attention at your mindset. Look at problems from a different perspective. The problems can actually be very beneficial if we look for the benefit. If we build our faith on the Word of God, which says that God works out all things together for good. So look at it from that perspective. The problem is in my life because the Lord has allowed it, right? And if He allowed it, He has a purpose in it. And God will work out all things together for good. So this issue, whatever I have in my life, will work out for good because God is working that way. Because He is in control of my life. He is in control while I have this difficulty, this problem. And for some reason, He has allowed it. So that means that I have to learn something. Lord, what is your purpose in it? What do I have to learn? What do you want to work through this? Sometimes the Lord allows difficulties in our life because He works with us, with our heart. There may be many reasons why the Lord allows it, and maybe we might not even know it right away. However, it's very, very important to set the right attitude right from the beginning, because depending on your attitude, depending on your mindset and your actions, what you will do about this issue will determine the outcome. We have to cooperate with the Lord. So just trust the Lord will do His work on His part, and you need to do your own. And first of all, set the right mindset that it's all good, God is in control, you be ready to do whatever it takes to improve it, to cooperate with the Lord, and very important, have the right attitude, okay? And I will talk about other things in another video. I will see you there.